Ladies and gentlemen, we are still with you from the Cairo International Book Fair, the 52nd edition of the book fair. And the Cairo International Book Fair opened on Thursday, the 1st of July, to the public. Its aim is to welcome 100,000 visitors daily at Egypt's International Exhibition Center. And actually, this year's edition of the book fair launches its digital platform through which visitors can reserve their tickets free of charge and know all about the fair's cultural programs, the publishers, the booths where they are located. Taking into consideration the coronavirus safety, of course, measures, the fair is set to be in 4 grand halls where each booth does not exceed more than 18,600 square meters in order to allow the visitors to participate and to practice also social distancing. The fair also cancelled any book signings in order to avoid potential crowd. Now, today we are very much honored to have with us Maichel Milad. He is a writer and he is today with us in the Cairo International Book Fair. Thank you very much, Michael, for being with us in the Nile Cruise. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me today. It's a great honor and great pleasure to be with you today. It's a great honor and great pleasure to be with you today. Thank you.
Mr. Michael, it's a pleasure to have you with us in Nile Cruise today and a very special event, which is the Cairo International Festival.
Thank you.
In its 52nd session, of course. Sir, I'd like to start asking you about your first participation in the Cairo International Book Fair.
Yes, this is my first participation as an author, an actualized writer. This is my first novel, the first published novel.
Can you show us the novel, please?
Yeah, my first published novel, but the third written one. I wrote 2 novels before, but they have never been published. And I'm honored to be here. We are well received, and everything is going well, from booking the tickets, from the AC, even the music, even the good company.
Yes, it's amazing.
Thank you.
The name of your book, sir?
It's name in English The Tale of M, but in Arabic it's called Hikayat Meme. Maybe the title is a little bit vague, but the first title that's not changed by the publishing house was called Maria. Maria is the main character, is the protagonist of the work. And if you want to talk about the story, maybe we come to this later.
Yes, we will
Hela is
talk
going to ask you about the story.
definitely.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you, Mr. Michael, about your opinion regarding the Cairo International Book Fair. What does it offer to its visitor this year?
I can say it's a focal point, like a mecca. Like even I came from Sheikh Zayed, I felt like I'm going through a pilgrimage. Like it's 1 hour drive, but outside of the long distance, really it's something very civilized and well organized. From the whole process, from the booking and the social distancing and the AC, and even the dealing with the professionals inside, men and women, guys and girls and boys, they are all eager, and they put their heart in the business, and I believe that ushers definitely, they don't take money, but they believe in the cause and the case and the art of writing. It's something so honorable.
Okay.
Sir, could you tell us about the difficulties that face the young generation or the young writers to publish their books?
Yes, indeed. It takes a lot of faith. I believe that everybody is born an artist. Definitely not specifically a writer, but an artist in his own way. I came from a medical field, medical background. I was a pharmacist before. There are pharmacists, like we can call them the pharmacists. They make chains. They discover drugs at the same manner. There are people who can discover themselves. They discover their cause or the case they want to dedicate their lives for. Young people need to discover who they are, the identity. Men and women, we are born like Bainal, like blank. Fathers and mothers should raise us to know who we are, who is our identity, true identity. But in the normal case, this doesn't happen. So it needs from young writers and young artists and young people in general to fight to know who they are, what the voice that you want to deliver to the world.
This comes from the hobbies and the talents, of course, and the passion that each and every young person holds.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And their family enhances this.
Exactly. It's like a little coal that springs in the heart, and it needs someone to amplify it and to believe in it. Mom and dad, seriously, they should be the first ones. But if not, the young man should go to writing workshop or go on the way of a past writer, maybe someone who is deceased, like Naguib Mahfouz or something. Yeah.
Mr. Michael, going back to your book, حكاية ميم, or The Tale of M, you chose an interesting story or a theme. A girl naturally born without a womb, and how she faces life, how she's going to get loved or gets married, how the society accepts her. But you framed your theme also from a religious point of view. So tell us more about your book.
Indeed, religion is a part of our life. We can say that it's the like the operation system that we navigate. We used to navigate to form and shape our lives. So for the sake of the professional courtesy, I told you before the
interview.
The interview,
yes. Yeah, that she has no womb, but the novel or the main character, like the shape has been downloaded into my mind, and I formed the whole novel around it. She had no reproductive system as a whole. So we suffer here that in our society, like women are being discriminated against. Not everybody has the chance to fight for themselves, like yourselves, ladies, and make the best of their career and pursue their passion. So the character of the novel, she's been discriminated against from her father. Her father had 5 ladies or girls before her, and he was dreaming of the boy and all this folklore thing. So he abandoned her and on the footsteps on the gate of a monastery for boys. And then they discovered that she's not even a man, not a man or a woman. Unless in the adolescence, when she hits puberty, and they found some way or another that she's still a girl but not fully a girl, they transfer her to a monastery of ladies, and even there she's been discriminated against. And maybe it's something correlational here, like the accident of Habiba Tariq, Fatat al-Fustan, they call it. She's been discriminated against from women, the woman. Old women, like in the age of her mother's age.
So can we say that this is a feminist or a pro-feminist plot, or it's just against the stereotyping in the society, especially if the society is by nature a religious one?
Let's say that I perceive it this way, that the writer in every place is the voice of the voiceless. And in a religious community or religious society, he or she will be the voice of the atheist. And if the writer is in a patriarchal society or community like we live here today, he will be or she will be the voice of the lady but this doesn't mean that I don't believe in the feminist approach, because the feminism is anti building the man. I believe in building the man, a strong man who knows his identity, like we were talking before in the beginning of the interview. And when he knows himself and he's actualized, he will stop persecuting women. And he will believe in his wife and his daughter and his family and so on. But believing in women alone, this will lead to a war, and will not fix the man. Will not fix he will drown deeper and deeper in his problems and troubles, and let's forget about him. And the lady will show off and everything.
Okay, sir, you participated in the International Youth Forum.
Yeah.
The importance of your participation, and how did you see this event, the importance of this event from your own perspective?
Okay. Regarding the traveling abroad as an experience in itself, I used it as a writing material for my second novel.
It was your first time to travel abroad?
The second time.
Second time.
Yeah, I've been invited to a writing workshop in Lebanon by
Lebanon?
Yeah.
Yes, and
then it's a publishing house, a well-known publishing house. But the second time I traveled to Russia to represent Egypt with an NGO called Egypt Youth in this International Youth Forum. I used this experience in writing a character. His name was Yasser, and he was an officer and stuff. And
That's wonderful.
yeah, and in this in the current novel I'm writing, in the fourth
This
novel.
is the fourth after this. This is so you mean you're going to be writing this
Yeah,
this fourth novel after this
yes,
one?
I'm already in the middle of it. I wrote 30.
And this is after you went to Russia.
Yes, yes. Traveling is a very
So
life-changing
someone
experience.
over there inspired you to write a novel.
Uh, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's my experience.
Yes, you were
I
inspired. You
myself,
were
yo.
inspired. You were inspired. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sir, what are the main aspects of the cultural life in different Egyptian governorates from your own point of view?
After the royal parade, the royal mummies parade, this was a focal point or something that showed the cinema, showed cinematography, showed dancing, showed music, and the ability of using light system. I can't speak that it was like like in the age we can say before Christ and after Christ. It's something like that. Even after the parade, I was walking in downtown Cairo, so I witnessed and I saw foreigners and tourists. They were inhabitants of Egypt, like they were working in some companies, and they were delegated from their homes and their hometowns, but they suddenly got out of their we can say holes. They got out of their homes because they felt safe and they felt encouraged to participate in the culture scene. Another thing, the opera, of course. 2 days ago, I was invited by a friend of mine. She's a great lady called Ala Hassan. She directed 2 movies and also cinemas, and I'm so glad that the theater in Ahmad Din is being renovated. So the culture scene in Egypt is very, very strong. Maybe we witnessed like a setback or a drawback, but I believe that under the guidance of His Excellency Mr. Abdel Fattah Sisi, and we can see that this is a prophecy of what's coming, and the book fair and everything is going so strong again, like we were in the 1950s. Yeah.
Okay, sir, is it still important from your own perspective to read books in light, of course, I think it's very important.
Yeah, like
in
studying.
light of the spread of information sources in our world today, such as the social media, of course, which is overwhelming every single person.
Exactly.
Everybody is sitting, when we're sitting together in each and every gathering, everyone is on his mobile.
Yeah, it's
So
very
do you think
contagious.
reading book counts nowadays?
Exactly. This is a very important question. It's a very access to talk about because social media in itself is a very addictive material. We deal with it as it's a facility, and indeed it's a facility. We book tickets from it. We get to know artists and writers and know their book signing sessions and everything. But in itself, it's an addictive material. Writing a book is like reading a book, like a paper book. It's like going into an oasis and sitting there and dwelling there and having your time to think and contemplate. Because in the age of social media and the visual era, the attention span of the ordinary man became very, very short, like 4 or 5 seconds. You keep scrolling, you leave your phone, and then even in psychology, it's there's a term that's been created or coined lately or soon. It's called textiety. Text and anxiety. So you feel like you want to catch your phone. This is a disease. This is like Freud said about the dogmatic, the religious beliefs. Like he said that it was like OCD. We are OCD'd by our phones. So I believe that the paper book is very important because you keep your mind focused. You are alone thinking and contemplating, and you create your own imagination. But in Facebook and all these things, you receive someone else's idea or opinion, imagination, and it's a roller coaster. An opinion from here, an opinion from there, and you didn't ask the opinion of anyone. You just open the screen and everything is flashing in your face. It's really destructive. Great writers that the writers that I raised reading their books, and I visited them in the workshops. They switch off Facebook completely, like Ahmad Murad, like Adel Asmat. It's a very serious disciplinary manner we learn there.
Yes.
You have to switch off your social media. Yeah.
Okay, sir, how can I convince my children as a parent
Yeah.
to forget about the mobile and the, of course, iPad and the computer, especially in light of coronavirus pandemic where everything is online nowadays,
Yeah, and the
and leave
quarantine.
alone all of this technology
Yeah.
and hold the book and read? How can I do this?
By doing
'Cause it's
only
so
one thing, you by doing only one thing, by holding a paper book and reading before of them.
In front of them, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. We learn by
Do you think
example.
they'll copy us? Because they're very different. The generations are different nowadays.
Yeah, they are different, but I believe that mom and dad has a sort of blessing that they, you know, when your cell phone is damaged and you make a reset or you hit back the factory button, the factory setting button, it's mom and dad for the kid. But whatever he's facing, whatever he's being stubborn and he prefers candies and everything, and he prefers YouTube videos and everything. When he sees mom doing so, this is mom doing so, and dad, and this is the similarity with it's the same analog, you know. So they learn by example, not by telling. Telling will make them force back and fight back.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mr. Maichel Milad, writer, thank you very much. Had the pleasure to have you with us today in this edition of Nile Cruise. Thank you very much and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you so
thank you
much.
very much for joining us. It was our pleasure.
Thank
We
you,
wish you all success in your new book and launching it. We wish that you are really proud when you come out of this very important book fair.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we wish you all success in your coming books.
Thank you. The
And your
pleasure is
coming
mine.
writings.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so
today.
much for joining us. Dear viewers, stay with us. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV International. Me and Helen Hamale.